This is meteorologist Andrew Markowitz with the latest on the tropics as of Sunday, September 28th, 2025. And there has been a major change. I'm here with a full breakdown with no hype, no nonsense, and no fear-mongering. Hurricane Umberto peaked as a Category 5 on Saturday and has since weakened back down to Category 4, yet still remains a monstrous yet highly photogenic storm. We also still have Tropical Depression 9, which admittedly looks like a bit of a hot mess as it crosses through the Bahamas. Tropical storm warnings are maintained for the blue areas of the central and northwestern Bahamas, while a tropical storm watch remains in effect for the east coast of Florida in yellow. Models now show this storm, which will eventually be named Imelda, tracking due north before making a sharp right turn out to sea, with the center staying well offshore of the United States. This is a massive change from just 48 hours ago when all of those models were showing landfall in South Carolina, and I'm sure you're wondering why this happened. First of all, there's a reason it's meteorology and not modelology. Any jabroni can look up spaghetti models on the internet and call it a forecast, but this is what separates the pros from the amateurs. It's the why. It's understanding the math, the physics, the atmospheric dynamics that determine what happens with a storm, and also understanding how things can change if some of those things are altered. In my previous video, I talked about how there were multiple potential scenarios for Imelda and that it was a very complex setup because there were a lot of moving pieces, and therefore the storm was very sensitive to subtle changes. Basically what happened is our storm has been slower to develop than previously anticipated and therefore has ended up farther south than expected. Meanwhile, Umberto strengthened faster than anticipated and also was able to race out ahead of future Imelda. Because of the positioning of those two storms as well as the massive difference in intensity, this allows Umberto to pull Imelda out to sea instead of being captured westward by the blocking high and trough in the southeastern US. Now, I will totally own it. I did think that landfall was the most likely scenario a couple days ago, but it does show you how difficult tropical forecasting can be. In terms of intensity, this storm is still expected to peak as a Category 1 hurricane. Locally heavy rainfall is expected on the coastlines of North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Florida, but inland areas won't see much of anything. This poses a localized flooding threat with the highest risk in the yellow area of North Carolina and South Carolina, but I should note that this is a far cry from the worst case scenario we feared a few days ago. Suffice to say, this is excellent news, especially in the areas that were hardest hit by Hurricane Helene and were especially fearful of this one on the 1-year anniversary. I am a little bit wary of a last-second westward jog in the track, which would increase rainfall totals, but again, this is going to be a far cry from catastrophic levels. Having said that, areas along the coast are low-lying and prone to flooding on a normal day, especially somewhere like Charleston, and so I am still concerned about that aspect on Monday and Tuesday. But aside from that, I think it's clear that we dodged a major bullet, and we should be very thankful for that. Stay safe, and for more updates on the tropics and other severe weather all around the world, please make sure to follow me on all social media platforms so you can stay weather aware.